Hi, this is Susan Karcheski from Perfectly Unique Design Studio and Boutique in Pierceton, Indiana, and I'm here today to give you a video tutorial on how to make a recycled wire-wrapped key pendant. So let's get started. For this project you will need measuring tape, a crown key, and that's a key with a crowned shape at the top, 19 4mm round beads, 19 half-inch leaf beads, 2 charms, a typewriter bead, rhinestone ball chain, 26 gauge round wire, wire cutters, and needle nose pliers. To begin, I have pre-cut 40 inches of our 26 gauge round wire, and I'm going to take the round wire and fold it exactly in half so you have the start of your bail. You're going to make a little loop at the top and go into the key like this, and you're going to take this wire to the right and this wire to the left. We have a little bail at the top, and so we're going to take the end of the left wire and go through the center of the key. Pull it through. Now we're going to take the right wire and go through the center of the key. Pull it tight. Next we're going to take the right wire and go around the bail twice. And this just stabilizes the bail. And we're going to take the left wire and go around the bail once and then back around. So it's actually like 2 times. So now we're going to take our 4mm beads and we're going to start stringing them on with the leaves. So we'll take our left wire and we'll go through the hole. We're going to put on one of our beads. These are tiny beads, so sometimes it's hard to find the hole. And then we're going to take the bead all the way down to the very top of the key, right next to the bail. We're going to take the wire back around through the center hole again so that we can tighten up this wire. Make sure it's nice and tight. Now we're going to add our leaf. So we're going to put the leaf on the wire. And that should lay right behind the pearl bead. And we're going to go through the center again. And we're going to pull the leaf bead tight so it lays right by the pearl bead. We're actually going to go around one more time after you get your leaf on to anchor it so it doesn't move. So we're going to go one more time through the center. And we're back at the top. We're going to put another one of our 4mm round beads on the wire. You always need to make sure your bail's at the top too when you're doing this project. It can tend to sometimes slide and you don't want that to happen. So you want to always make sure before you start that your bail is at the top. So we're going to put one more bead on. Go through the center of the key. Pull it tight. Now we're going to bring a leaf onto the wire. Pull that tight. Go around the circle. Always make sure your bail is at the top. 1, and we'll go again after the leaf. 2, go through the center again and pull tight. And this 26 gauge wire is pretty easy to work with. We're going on to our next one. Oops. Find the center of that little bead. Line it up next to the leaf. Go through the center. There you go. Make sure again your bail is always at the top. I can't repeat this any more than I can because I want to stress that that moves a little bit when you work with wire. Put on your leaf. Always after the leaf, you go one more time to anchor it. Okay, we're going to do one more bead here, and then we're going to do a different technique around this curve to the right. This will be our 4th bead that we will be putting on. Fourth bead. Again, make sure your bail is up at the top. We're going to put on a leaf. You go around twice after the leaf bead. So we should have 4 beads on. Kind of put that one back into place there. Sometimes they move a little bit. Now we're going to continue on to the round part of the right side of the key. So we're going to put another bead on. And this time, instead of going through the hole, we're going to go around the loop we just formed here. We're going to take the wire through that. And pull it tight. We're going to go around the side here. That's the way we get the bead over in position here. So then we'll put the leaf on again. Same as we did before, we're going to go around, but instead of going through the hole now, since we're over at the side, we're going to go back through the loop that we just did prior. just like that, and pull it tight. So we're kind of making a link chain is what we're really doing here with this wire. So we're going to put our next bead on. Again, we have to make sure that our veil is at the top of the key. So, putting our bead on, we're going again back through the little loop that we just made. Pull it tight. And then we're going to put our leaf bead on. Go through the loop we just made. You can see the pattern we're making here, like a little chain. Let's do a quick check. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads. We're going to put 8 beads on each side. So we have 2 more to go. Again, we go back through the prior loop. I'm using my hands to pull the wire, but if you'd like, you can use your needle nose pliers. If that's more comfortable for you, you can use your pliers to pull the wire. We have that bead on. Now we have to put another leaf. Go back through the wire we just did. Okay. There we go. Pull that tight. We got one more bead to put on. Go back through the wire we just used and made our loop. Back through. Okay. And now we have one more leaf. It's a little tight at the top, so you can kind of stretch this out too. We have one more leaf to put on. Go around this side here, back through, pull tight. There we go. So we're starting to get a nice design there on the right side of the key. We should have 8 beads and 8 leaves. For now, I'm just going to let this part of the right side wire lay still because I'm going to go over to the other side and do exactly what we did on the opposite side. So we're going to start at the top. I'm going to reposition this center, moved over slightly. You can take your pliers if you want. Just kind of tighten everything up here. So now we will start again with 1 bead. And we're going to go through the center. Put our leaf on. Right after the bead comes the leaf. Got our leaf. Make sure this is staying up at the center. And we go around twice after the leaf here at the top. One, two. So it's nice and tight. Then we're back at the top with our wire, kind of like sewing. Next bead, we're going to go through the center. Pull it tight. Add our leaf. Position it nice and tight up behind the bead. And we're going to go 2 times again through the center. One, two. Going on our next bead here. Remember, always after the bead comes the leaf. Go around 2 times. 1, 2, okay, we're going to do a quick count here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 1, 2, 3. So we have to do another one up at the top now. Tuck that little wire in there. Put on our leaf. One, 2. Actually, it's 9 on each side is what you should end up with. I'm going to start over here, put another bead on. Now we're going to go around and start our side here. So go through the last loop, pull it tight. Put our leaf on. And we're going to go back through the loop we just made here. Pull it tight. Bring the wire back to the center here to put another bead on. Around the sides, remember, you're making a chain, so you don't go to the center anymore. You're going to go through the last wire you made. We got to put a leaf on. And then back through. Need to find the last loop that I made right there. Pull it tight. There we go. So we're making a chain around that side. So we need to do a little quick count here and see where we're at now, because sometimes when you're beading, you lose track. You get involved and you kind of lose track where you're at. So we're going to count the beads again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We need to get to 18 beads. So we have 3 more to go. That was 1. This will make 2. Go back around through the last loop we made. That makes 2. And 1 more bead. And one more leaf. Now I'm using my pliers because it's easier for me. We have a little piece of wire left, so it's easier for me to use my pliers at this point. So we have all the beads on. Okay, we're at the end here. We're going to take these two wires that are left and twist them together nice and tight to finish this off. Just take it and twist. Either do it with your hands, or you can also take your pliers like this and just twist the wire to get the two wires together. I had a little more on one side, and sometimes that's where you start, or sometimes you beat a little tighter on one side. That's not unusual. So we're going to keep twisting the wires together. Take our wire cutters. Cut this excess off, about there. And we're going to take this part of the wire and tuck it down here. Now we're going to take our 14-inch piece of wire that I cut, and we're going to bring it through the last loop on each side. So we're going to bring it on this side through the loop, and then on this side through the last loop, so we can add on some more wire. So that pulls it also together, and you can bring this end up this side, the opposite end to the opposite side, nice and tight, and you should end up like this. So we have secured the leaves to the key now by doing that. Now we're going to take our typewriter bead, or you can use any bead. I just happen to choose this nice typewriter bead. We're going to add this on. So we're going to take one wire and go through. This one has two holes. We're going to center the bead over the area we just wired so we don't see that part. And we're going to wrap this around and just leave it there. Going to bring this back through the hole, so both wires are going to go through the hole. And then we're going to anchor this down. We leave that one there. Okay. So we have our bead on now. Now we're going to add our 3/4 inch of rhinestone ball chain. So you place it on the lower part of the key in the center. And while you do that, you have to hold it with one hand. Take this hand and we're going to cross in the middle and go back around. Take this strand on the opposite side and do the same thing. We're going to cross in the middle. Get that started. Cross in the middle and then go back around. So this will anchor those. So now we're going to bring this back around, cross in the middle on that side, bring that back around, and cross in the middle. So we're just anchoring down the rhinestone decorative chain. When we get to the bottom here, we want to go around again with each one so that it's secure. Now we're going to add 2 more leaf beads on one side. So we're going to put this on here. Doesn't really matter which side you use. We're going to go put it like that and go back around like we did before, a previous loop, just like we did at the top. Pull it tight. One more leaf bead to put on. There we go. Bring it back through the previous loop. And then I'm going to bring this excess up and just twist it around until you can tuck the end in, or if you have more than that, you can cut it off and tuck it in. But I happen to have just a little piece of wire left there that I will now tuck in. When I mean tuck in, I mean take your pliers and push it under so that it's not poking anything. Over there, it's not sharp and it's secure. So we have our 2 leaves there. And now we're going to put 2 charms. I have this unique hand charm that says you, and I also have this charm that says love. So first I'm going to wire on the love charm. To secure it, you're going to have to go through the last loop that you made, which would be over here, and bring it back through. Well, it's getting stuck there, but we'll get it. Okay. Now we'll just straighten that out and pull it a little tighter. There you go. There we have our love charm on. And now we're going to add the hand. So we'll put the hand here. And then we have one more bead that we're going to put on top of the loop of the hand. And that's our 4mm bead. Put it right on top so you don't see that loop. Bring it through a prior loop. Okay. Pull it tight. To make sure everything's secure, I'm going to go one more time back through, since this is the end of the project. Just to make sure it's really tight. Now we have a little piece left. You're going to cut your wire, maybe just a little bit here. 1/8 of an inch. We're going to tuck that down in here so there's no sharp ends. So lay this out nice. You can at the end shape it the way you'd like if you see anything that you want to fine tune. But there's your wire wrapped key pendant. Thank you for watching my jewelry lesson, and if you would like to get more video tutorials, you can go to www.JewelryLessonVideos.com.